through 2020, I should say, as a whole, I didn't send one update or anything out. I just started about a month ago. I sent my first email out to the list. So I really need to work myself to get better at sending emails out and sending content out that folks are going to enjoy. How often do you send emails out to your mailing list?
I send newsletters out once a month.
You do monthly, okay.
I do monthly, but that's what I tell people when they sign up. It's once a month. It's a fun newsletter. I give you updates on what we're doing with Boston Metaphysical, the comic, or whatever's going on. And then I do reviews for fan-based comics, so I link the reviews, and then I find some kind of cool articles out there that I think people might be interested in. And if, I've done any interviews, and then I do what's called newsletter swaps with other novelists. So towards the end, I'll go like, oh, you might want to check out these books here. And people have seemed to enjoy that because it's one of those kind of newsletters that, it's Thursday night, when we're all used to be at work. You pull up the email at work, you're going to be leaving in an hour or so. It's something you can look at, glance through in less than 5 minutes, and then if there's something that interests you later, you can always come back to it later. But if it's just like, oh, okay, here's the news, here's what's going on, okay, that's cool, and then, oh, that's an interesting comic that you reviewed, I'm going to go back to that later when I have more time, and then it's fine. But it just keeps people in touch that you're still alive out there.
I do remember seeing one of yours in the past, and I think the news article that you put in there didn't necessarily have anything to do with, let's say, steampunk. Like, it wasn't
No.
comic book related. It was just something that you found fascinating.
Yeah.
That you thought others would.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, my father gets it, and he'll go like, "Hey, I read this article about organic nanobots." I'm go like, "Yeah, Dad, I sent that to you." And
but that really helps I guess mold your mailing list, mold your audience, or the folks who might not enjoy it will leave, but the folks who will enjoy it will appreciate you that much more for it.
Yeah, and it's just, it's fun things. They're not big, long articles, so they're not going to eat up a tremendous amount of your time, but it's just one of those things you're like, oh, that's cool. I read this article about they took frog stem cells and created organic nanobots. That's cool.
Yeah. No, I love that. I actually wrote that. I wrote that down.
That's a story right there. I mean, that's a story waiting to happen. Be. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then the nanobots take over and humans start turning amphibious because of that.
Well, unfortunately, right now, apparently the organic nanobots only last for like 10 minutes or something. They don't last very long.
Oh, but shit. The comics,
but
we
they
can
will.
just,
But they will eventually.
It's inevitable.